All right, y'all. It's day 3, day 4. I don't know, guys. I really don't. But came up because I wanted to give y'all a divine perspective to go about y'all life. Because I feel like that's necessary and needed. Whether you're a Christian, Muslim, Buddhist, you practice Hindu or Taoism, anything, you must go about life with a divine perspective. Because that's going to carry you. Having, a righteous type mindset, right? So, for me, how I go about my life, you got to have a different perspective, first and foremost. You must change your perspective on your life so you can go about life differently. Because it's going to be hard trying to actually change and make these dramatic pushes in your life, but you still have old thought processes that got you to where you at right now. So first and foremost, change your perspective. Be open to a new way of looking at things. And realize that the way you're looking at things right now has got you to where you are right now. Now, thankfully, you're watching videos like this or watching other people's videos that's trying to get you in this different form of thinking, trying to change these thought patterns you have. So you're on the right track. But watching these videos ain't gonna get you to where you wanna be at. Straight up. Just being real about it. I'm not gonna be that guy trying to keep you my content. Like, no, you watch these kind of videos to go apply it. You watch these videos to take notes, look things up. Words you might not know yet, write it down. So, perspective. A divine perspective of how you go about your life is understanding that you, yourself, is in the likely or the likeness or image of God. God flows through you all throughout your body. You are a divine particle of his or its essence itself. Therefore, you have the power to do all things possible just alone because you have the God particle. Let's use that for an example, okay? So there's something called higher self and lower self. If you're a Christian, you might call it God or the devil. And they're on your shoulders, right? Let's use that perspective. That's the most common perspective that most people have, especially if you're like, a Christian. There's gonna be something always telling you greater things to do for your life. Then there's gonna be someone on the other side of that trying to tell you why you shouldn't do it, trying to slow you down, and you could probably assume that is the lower version of yourself. So we have these different energy centers in our bodies, right? And one starts at the base of your spine, which is the root. That's like a tree. Everything starts from the roots. And then at the top, have that, we call it the crown. Just like God, in a sense, the thorns, or we look at the sun, whereas though it has the pillars, the arcs around it, and if you look at like ancient pictures, you would see that they will have like God's head inside of the sun. Mention Jesus, the sun, or whatever. Don't get lost. With this understanding of lower self, higher self, you got to operate in your most divine mind when you are going about your life. There's ways you go about it right now where you probably think with your flesh, because the root chakra, the lower self, the lowest version of your being, you can call that the hell state where the devil operates, just for example purposes. He thinks with the flesh. A lot of teachings typically are trying to teach you to overcome your flesh. Do not think with your flesh, Don't allow your flesh to drive you into lust, drive you into things of fear, always thinking about money and gain. You got to rise your vibration, rise your level of thinking to a point where you're only thinking with the highest version of mind. You're thinking about character. You're thinking about integrity. You're thinking about how are you bringing ultimate peace in your life without thinking about the material flesh-like gain from the actions and efforts or acts that you are doing. When you are thinking in your most highest divine state of mind, you are literally the most closest thing to God you can ever become. Don't shoot the messenger on this one. You just have to go do go doing the studying that it takes. This perspective doesn't come overnight. This isn't something you just read one book and you got it. You got to go on a crazy deep search of knowledge. And you can find this in a Christian perspective, a Muslim perspective, Hindu, Buddha, all those perspectives. But you have to be open to realizing, like, damn, it's always me versus me. Because right now, you are the viewer of your reality, and you have these two versions inside you that's controlling the field right now for yourself. So with these two versions that's controlling the field for yourself, you got to ask yourself, what version are you going to allow for yourself to take control of you? You going to let your higher self take the seat, or you allow your lower self to take that seat? But once the higher self, the one that is always telling you the best things to actually get into, the one that's always telling you, go ahead and wake up early. Hey, look, go ahead and pick up that book. All right, it's time to go learn something. Or when you're in spaces and you feel like a little weird about the environment or the energy you're around, that's your higher self telling you, all right, Greg, it's time to get out of here. I'm not really feeling the vibes no more. You ever had that? It's like that sixth sense. You ever had that sixth sense where you're just in a space, he's like, I don't know if I feel like doing this. Or when you're driving and it's like, you usually go one path all the time to get home, and something tells you, take a different path this time. It's like there's another person driving the vehicle, which is your body, to get you to where you need to be at in the most safest route possible. Because there is someone, which we call higher self, that is guiding you to go the best paths to take. Always. He never goes away. He's always there. And you really got to surrender yourself to that higher way of thinking. Because if you allow your flesh, your lower self, the devil, to just allow itself to really take control of who you are, every action is going to be based upon something for your flesh, and you're going to feel empty at the end of the day once you do all the things that you desired or wanted to do for yourself, man. You're going to feel very empty. Like, man, I can go really deep on this topic, but I'm going to just keep it surface because this is more so just about higher self and lower self. But there's so many other components to this because your body is your temple. Like, there's all types of biblical sayings about the temple of God is inside your body. He says something, if you are looking in the clouds, looking in the skies for God, you'll never find him. Why? You ever question yourself why we call these two things in the middle, it's like in the middle of our, in our heads right here, the temple? You ever heard of people saying right here in the mind where the pineal gland is the seat of God? This thing gets deep. And it's hard to accept these ideas, but the mind is the most powerful vehicle or the powerful thing you have towards yourself. There is nothing more powerful than your mind, but you have to be the one who takes control of it and really surrenders yourself to the highest version of that who's in that seat. So I hope I don't lose no one in translation when I speak on this, but allow the highest version of you to guide you into rooms, to guide you in spaces, to guide you, towards your goals and the actions that you need to take to get to where you want to be at. Because as long as the lowest version of you is in control, you can get a lot of material gain. Honestly, it's needed. There is a such thing called a balance. So, your flesh, your earthly like self needs to focus on getting money, getting woman, those kind of things, but you can't fall short. You can't fall victim to that right there. You know, you can't fall victim to this, the things that makes you think like a human. You got to think like a God. Seriously, you got to think so righteous, so divine, that when people are around you, they're like growing off of your energy. They're like being affected. They're thinking so different just because they feel the power of your frequency, because you raised your vibration from this lowest, most hell-like state to the most highest divine thing that's out there. You know, people should come across you and think of God when they're around you. Seriously. Like, man, being around you is a breath of fresh air. And they can't even understand and explain it. It don't matter what belief system you have, it's just like, damn, man, you're just so powerful. Your energy's so strong, it's infectious. It's because they have a high vibration. So I want to leave you guys with that. And of course, you know, I'm here. I woke up at 5:30 again today, fellas and ladies. I told you I'm gonna make a video a day. I got a lot of things I like to talk about. And I'm like, you know what? This shouldn't be too hard, right? I don't know. No, I mean, again, everything's a challenge. It's just, are you want to take it? So, when I ask myself what I want for myself, you know, I thought about the highest version of me doing what it takes, right? And I understood it's not going to be easy, first and foremost, right? But imagine, right, if I allowed my lower self, who operates in fear and anxiety and gets overwhelmed and anxious and overthinks things and allows myself to feel like the victim because I feel like I might not have enough time, like the one that makes excuses, that's the lower self. Imagine if I let that person dictate the highest version of who I am, that knows I can wake up early as fuck to get my day started, that knows that I'm the one who controls the energy to go about my day and move about my life. Like, I'm telling you, bro, the shit is so sick, bro. But once you understand that you gotta really face your fears head on, bro, and the person who's controlling that fear is the lower self, you gotta put that nigga in a cage and lock him in there, bro. And you take the key with you. Don't even allow him to have the key. You take the key with you. Say, hey, look, I'll come back to you when I need you. When I'm thinking about getting money, I'm gonna bring you out here because I might need to act a little, you know, I might need to get a little bit more, you know, earthly to get to this money. You know, I'm not controlled by money, but I might just need you. So I'll come back to you when it's time. But right now I'm thinking of the most highest version of who I'm gonna be. And when I go into this gym, when I go focus on these skills, when I go learn new things, I'm not thinking about the gain right now. I'm thinking about the man I'm becoming right now. And that's that, period. And it's a different state of mind. It's a different feeling. It really is. So yeah, man, this is what's pushing me, man. Like, I'm tired when I go back in the house and it's time for me to, like, all right, time to start getting ready. But who else is better to wake up at this time than me? I don't know. I feel like I'm made for this. I think I'm built for this. So I hope I see y'all tomorrow morning. I hope one day I start getting comments in the section, be like, hey, Greg, I'm in the gym with you. Or, shit, hey, man, we doing this shit together, bro. You're not alone. I mean, I'm getting some comments, bro, that really be pushing me. I'm not gonna cap. Like, I never thought, I'm lying to myself. I say I never thought I would get people to look at my videos and fuck with me. But I didn't know I would have people from different areas of the country. That's the part I just did not know. So you just never know until you try something, right? And I can't wait till, you know, my channel has grown to thousands, or shit, really just focus on 1,000 right now, but I can't wait till I get to thousands, 10,000, 25,000, whatever that goal looks like. And, you know, I'm not putting no cap on what I can have on my channel. I'm just open to whatever possibilities and outcomes that can be. And I'm grateful for whatever comes, because, you know, one life can impact 1,000. One life can impact tens and thousands and hundreds of millions of people. So that's the thing, man. Imagine you being that one person to be the catapult to someone else's life. You just never know your impact or how powerful it can be. So yeah, I'm taking this with a lot of appreciation, a lot of gratitude, and I'm gonna just enjoy the ride of this and keep bringing y'all along with me. And I love y'all, and I hope to see y'all next morning. Peace.